Hello everyone, my name is Cameron. Welcome back to the channel. I want to give you guys a small update really quick on stuff with the channel and what's going to be happening over the next probably the next week or two in regards to streams. I do plan on streaming Zombie Bingo with my buddy Alex soon. I think honestly maybe tonight if he's on, I'll see if he wants to stream that and do it finally. We're supposed to do it last Sunday, and then I was just really exhausted when I got out of work and didn't get the chance. And I'll tell you the reason we didn't end up doing it this past weekend, even though I wanted to do it either Saturday or Sunday, since him and I were both going to be free. Besides the fact that he also had no internet since about 3:30. I don't know if he said AM or PM on Saturday, but he lost his internet for a bit. So unfortunately we couldn't play for a bit there. But then also Saturday, a while before that happened, I had an accident at work, and I ended up spending about 2 or 3 hours in the hospital to fix said accident. I was slicing some ham on the meat slicer at work, and I cut my finger. I didn't cut into the bone. Nothing broke off in there, like no pieces of the blade or anything like that. This is just my new bandage that I just put on a couple hours ago. When I went home, it was wrapped up in gauze and stuff like that. So it was probably wrapped up in about like that much gauze. It was about maybe the size of my thumb wide. It was a lot of gauze. My hand's actually still freezing cold compared to my right hand. My left hand's been basically cold since it happened. I sliced about to, I would say, like here-ish, give or take, with the blade before I really kind of got my hand out of there. It wasn't like a, it was a slow thing. It was like my hand hit and I immediately pulled back. Like I knew exactly what had happened. I knew I'd been cut, but I didn't think it was too bad. So I was like, okay, this isn't too bad. And then if you've seen the movie Frozen, there's a scene when Olaf gets impaled by a giant icicle and he looks down, he's like, oh, I've been impaled. That was basically kind of my reaction, where I knew I'd been cut, but I didn't think of how bad it was. I was like, oh, okay, so I nicked my finger, and I looked down, I'm like, oh, no, I cut my finger. I didn't just nick it, I fucking cut it. And so luckily, I was able to get to the hospital, and they were able to sew it back together. It's currently got 4 stitches in it, 3 external stitches and 1 dissolving internal stitch, because it was right on the nail bed, so it was a really awkward spot to sew together. I do have pictures. I'm not going to be showing them to anybody. I'm not going to be like putting them on Twitter or anything like that. They're very private pictures for me to show my friends and stuff like that if any of them want to see how bad it looked. And yeah, so right now holding a controller, I can show you guys kind of what. So normally I'm holding a controller with these 3 fingers. I have my thumb around the buttons and the thumbstick. These 3 fingers here, and then my pointer finger up here. Currently, for this side, I have to hold it like this. It's kind of awkward feeling, and it doesn't, like, there's not a whole lot of support there. So I have to be very careful when I'm gaming right now, because I can't hit this finger, or else it does cause a little bit of pain. I do have God of War pre-recorded for a couple weeks worth at least. Cyberpunk and Dying Light, I do not, though. Cyberpunk, I think I did just Thursday's video the last time I recorded, and Dying Light, the last episode I had recorded, went up today. So I'll probably be trying to record here and there a little bit. I'm not going to push myself. I do still have work this week, and luckily I already had Sunday through Tuesday off, so I got very lucky there that I didn't have to work at all. Granted, I would have gotten Sunday off given the circumstances. I don't think they would have been like, oh yeah, you're coming in tomorrow, right? It would have been like, don't worry, we'll get somebody to fill the spot. It itches like crazy. I have to crack it, and it hurts, and I don't want to crack. I can't crack it, but it needs to be cracked. It's kind of just stuck in this position right now. Like I can't really flex it up, or else it starts kind of tearing a little bit. It feels like it's tearing, and it hurts like hell. So it's kind of been stuck in this position since Saturday. I can't really bring it up too high, which sucks. Like I can't actually move it up. Like I can move it. For those of you wondering, by the way. So if I stop moving these fingers, I can move it, but it hurts to straighten it out right now. So instead of putting myself through unneeded pain and potentially ripping stitches, I'm just gonna kind of leave it where it's at and hope that it heals okay. But yeah, it was pretty gnarly. It hurt like hell. I didn't really like. People always say there's a lot of adrenaline when something like this happens. Like when you cut yourself really bad, or you get stabbed or shot or something like that, you get a lot of adrenaline. And was like, okay, it can't be that crazy, but like I was calm. Like my anxiety was going crazy because I have anxiety, and I was like, oh shit, I just cut my fucking finger open. I kind of was, my brain was going really fast. I was shaking, but like all in all, I was surprisingly calm about it, and I was able to joke about it. Like I was joking with my doctor while it was going on, and he's like stitching up my fingers like, this, you did quite a number, this is kind of hard to do. And I'm like, don't worry, next time I'll make it easier on you. The doctor was very cool about it, and me and him were just kind of able to joke about it and stuff like that, and it was really fun. But yeah, I will say you do have a lot of nerve endings in your finger, so like even being numbed by the third stitch, I could feel things again, and I was feeling a slight pinch with every stitch. So if you've ever like, like if you ever ran floss or something across like your finger, or like fishing line, and you've like felt how it pinches, imagine that, but in your skin, in your nerve endings on your finger. It was not fun. Like it was unpleasant feeling. It was this awkward pinch, kind of like flossing your teeth, but so much more, like you could feel it so much more, and it was so fucking difficult to like not wince and scream or squirm or anything. So I just kind of sat there feeling the last two stitches go in, and I'm like, he's like, you're right? I'm like, yeah, a little bit of a pinch, feeling a little bit of a pinch, because he had to go get the dissolving stitch for internally, so that way he could stitch in better and connect better. So yeah, lesson to be learned: pay very close attention when you're using a meat slicer. I got very lucky, and I'm very thankful that I didn't cut worse, and that I didn't cut off my finger or any part of my finger. But yeah, so if there's no streams for a bit, that's why. It's kind of painful to be sitting with a controller in my hand, even if I'm not using my pinky at all. I can't play anything on PC right now because I do use my pinky for certain buttons. So unfortunately, I'm kind of stuck without that. I might, honestly, I have corded 360 and Xbox One controllers. Maybe I'll just hook one of those up and play certain games that I can play with a controller for a bit. But yeah, so I'm in quite a bit of pain. Hopefully I'll be back to streaming sometime after the stitches are out. Obviously, I gotta wait and see how my finger's feeling over the next couple days, especially into the day I get the stitches out, because yeah, I really don't want to use my finger too much if I don't have to right now. But yeah, so I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on what's going on. I'm okay. I didn't lose too much blood. But yeah. So yeah, that happened. I cut my finger open on a meat slicer. So that was fantastic. At least I don't have to do dishes for a bit. That's an added bonus. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Stay golden. Peace.